Welcome back to the video blog. In this episode we're going to cover some of the basics of airsofting. Start with some of the very basic safety guidelines. These guidelines were developed and presented to us by the Airsoft Safety Foundation. So let's get started. First things first. You want to always point your gun in a safe direction. Typically that's in the downward position. You never want to be just running around like this. You don't want to look down the barrel. Those are really bad ideas. The next one. Always keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. You notice I'm not putting my finger on the trigger. If your finger's on the trigger, you're ready to shoot, so keep it like this. It's the way to hold a gun. Third, always keep your gun unloaded. If you notice, my mag's out. If you're going to put your magazine in, that's when you're loaded. And finally, you always want to make sure you're wearing proper eye protection. Something like what I'm wearing. We also suggest using a full face goggle or just a standard goggle. Now, we'll get more into more comprehensive safety as the show goes on, but what I figured today, we go over some basic tech tips for this week. Now, these are common questions I get all day through my email, so I thought I'd answer them here. If I haven't answered your email, I will, and I'm sorry. Common issue: why won't my high cap magazine work? This, your standard high cap magazine. 9 times out of 10, the issue is it's not being loaded properly. There's a trap door on the top. Some of them have a flip door. Different guns are slightly different. What you want to do is you want to open the trap door, drop your BBs into it, close your trap door. I do suggest making sure the magazine is completely full. Half full will work, but completely full is even better. What you're then going to do is there's a wheel on the bottom. You're going to wind that wheel. You hear it spinning. Then you're going to get a BB to the top of the magazine. Once it's at the top of the magazine, you're not done yet. It's not ready to go. I'm going to give about 10 or 15 more spins, just like this. What you're doing is building up spring tension, which will then release into the gun and continue firing. That's how you properly load a high cap magazine. Now, other guns are going to come with mid caps, standard caps, hold anywhere from 30 to 120 rounds. This is a 70 round P-Mag by Magpul. And the way you load these, it doesn't have a trap door or a wheel. You just use a standard speed loader. It works really simple. Take your speed loader, put it in the plunger, and it loads about 4 rounds at a time. You can see I'm getting quite a few in there really quick. Now I've got plenty in my magazine to go, and I don't have to worry about rewinding. It's really great when you're doing games like Lion Claws and really big events where they only want standard or mid caps. Now, as far as pistols go, like my magazine here, it's the same thing as the speed loader, but you just need this little adapter. You put it right on top, and you plunge them right in. Works really easy, really quick, saves you a lot of time. It's not required though. Now, another question I get a lot is, what battery should I use? This gets really detailed. You gotta remember, a lot of the airsoft guns out there like D-Boys, JG, CYMA, they're gonna come with an 8.4 or 9.6 battery. I usually don't recommend using that battery because it's usually a test battery is what I call it. Here's an example of one. This is a 1200 milliamp nickel metal hydride battery. Lasted probably a month after it came with the gun. I usually recommend moving up to something like this if your gun has the capacity for it. This is a 9.6 I picked up over at airsplat.com. It's 1500 milliamps, works really well. Good for a buttstock gun. Also good in some larger handguards. What I tend to use more often is a nunchuck battery like this. I have a lot of crane stocks. I also have a lot of small handguards like Magpul handguards. It's going to fit and be more versatile. Another nice thing is if you get the 8.4 of this, you can use it as a stick battery. Since it lines up like that, it's really versatile, works in many positions. That's really all I have to go over this week on Airsoft. Remember, every week I'm going to be doing more, and you can always just check for our email on the webpage. And remember, Airsoft is not a crime.